One of the most important things any leader can do is develop a vision. When organizations are built, they develop a vision. And this vision tells everyone where this organization see themselves going. It's like a navigational map, sort of, as to where they want to position themselves in the future. I remember working for an organization, and we were experiencing a lot of regulatory challenges from the government. Um, and the leaders, the directors within each location were all scrambling in an attempt to keep the organizations alive and healthy. Um, However, we weren't getting the proper feedback and insight from the higher ups, I'll say. I know how I felt in that situation. I can remember going home feeling stressed out, and I didn't have the reassurance that we as an organization had the ability to navigate and survive in the future as a result of those regulatory changes. And keeping this in mind, and turning that was from an organizational, like a global organizational standpoint, but taking that information and transferring it over to a leader. Remember, leadership is a group phenomenon. It involves others. So let's take that experience in the process of having a vision and being able to see a vision, and translate it over to leadership. Not only must a leader see the road, however, they must understand the landscape. And they must recognize if they have the internal capacity to endure the obstacles that they will meet on the journey. Uh, that's where the process of reflection and introspection comes in. Knowing, first and foremost, knowing the terrain and the landscape, but knowing and honestly saying whether or not you have the internal capacity to navigate those the difficult terrain. And if you don't have the internal capacity as a leader, you have to exercise some integrity, of course, and you have to work on that. But you shouldn't take that journey until you develop the ability to provide those who are following you with the tools needed to navigate that difficult terrain. Um, and that comes with self-reflection and introspection. Um, but then you move on after that, and you always constantly redevelop your vision. People want leaders who have talent and the ability to look beyond today and communicate what they see. They want to know that there's a master plan to carry them through whatever trials and tribulations may arise. Economic downturns, recessions, staff shortages, lack of customer, market saturation, and this, not to stay on business talk, this also relates to families. This also relates to sororities, fraternities, coaching organizations, any organization where there's a lot of people and there's a leader and there's followers. This same process relates. However, a leader must articulate their vision and live it out day in and day out. It can't be something that is discussed at a meeting or something that they say but they don't do. It has to be something that is almost religious. The leader's compassion for that vision has to be felt by its followers. It must be genuine. So how do we become farsighted as leaders? One of the things that I think we all need to do as leaders, the same thing that an organization does. An organization creates not just a mission statement, but they create this vision as to where they see themselves in the future, and they see those that join the organization. Individual leaders must do the same thing. In the book Core Leadership, I provide exercises, and one of those exercises is to develop your own vision statement and read it over and over again for a month and fully digest that vision statement. Own it. You should be able to spit it out off the top of your head, and people should see you walking the walk of that vision, because that vision has behavioral components. So if you say you see yourself such and such, people should be able to see that in your walk and in your talk. And the better the vision, the further you can see, the clearer you can see into the future. Characteristics of leaders who are farsighted includes, just seeing possibilities in everything. I find that we all are masters of the problem, but rarely are we masters of the solution. The problem, it is what it is. It's done. It's a problem. It exists. As leaders, we must really dig deep and come up with solutions and put those solutions in place, and clearly articulate those solutions and possibilities. And that's where we should focus, and that's where we should stay. One of the other things is articulating our vision in a compelling and inclusive way. So first and foremost, we have to capture the imagination and minds of those who follow us, and then include them. So it's like the old hook, line, and sinker statement. We want to, present to them a compelling vision, one that vibrates with them, and include them, because of course, we want their loyalty and their full commitment. Another thing is to continue to perfect our vision. As we go along the process, if we see that our vision isn't as clear as it should be, we want to wipe that lens clear and make it clearer each and every time as we move forward towards trying to achieve that vision. I already said see past obstacles, but this has got to be automatic. We can anticipate obstacles, but a leader should always have something in place to navigate that obstacle. No obstacle should be a roadblock. And one of the last things I would say is invite others to participate in the vision. As a leader, depending on what type of leader you are and what circumstance you're going to lead, you want to invite others to participate in developing that vision. If it's a family, you and that woman should develop a vision for that family. If it's an organization, you and your board leaders, your committee, whatever type of organization it is, they should all be included. But it is very important that each and every leader develop a vision. So through core leadership, I invite you to develop a vision, to dig deep within yourself and see where you're going in the future, put that in writing and move forward. So once again, will you take this journey?